Alright, what's up guys? So I've had a lot of people ask me about the Blazons, so figured I'd do a quick tutorial on how I go about Blazons. So fairly simple process. So I actually have one I need to change right here. Alright, so I keep getting this siege machine training capacity on this, and so I'm not a fan of it. I keep having to change it. So I'm a little bit farther than most of you guys probably are, but a good way to start would be first of all finding doubles. So when I say a double, I mean two of the same. And so since we do mostly rallies, I'm usually looking for in-rally buffs, especially for the attacking. So I like to lock all of the doubles. Another good thing to look at is the set. So I'm using the offensive set. Obviously there's a defensive set as well that will give you debuffs instead of buffs. But basically once you get your first Blazon that's double, you want to go through and start upgrading it to get the additional qualities that it can get. And so when you're going through and upgrading, I guess the way I started doing everything is I would actually click on every single individual Blazon, and this gives you an opportunity to look at each one, read what they are. And so obviously this is not one that I want because it has the ground troop training capacity, but also at the same time it's not a double. So I would click yes to upgrade it and then go to the next one. And basically just keep doing this, going all the way through until you lock all of the doubles or anyone that you would like. Now this one, attacking ground troop attack, in rally ground troop attack, they work together. So, you know, sometimes I would save that one, lock it in there. Right now I'm at the point where I have enough saved, so I really don't need to go through and do that. But the reason you want to go through and you want to lock all of them is because when you get to a position like this, and you get one of those qualities that you don't really want, you can easily hit that change button, and you're going to have all these locked Blazons down here with doubles. And now, because I'm at the point where I'm not really going through and looking at the current open Blazons that I have because I have so many locked ones, you guys could still go through here and look at these. Now you're going to want to make sure it's the same set. So right here we're doing the honesty one. So we're going to come through here and we're going to look at all the honesty ones. And so load and capacity, definitely don't want that. Defending siege machine defense and siege machine defense. That's not a horrible combo, but that's going to be more defensive. We're looking for offensive right now. And so you could basically just go through here and find all of those. Since I have locked ones already, I'm going to scroll down to my locked ones and I'm going to start looking and seeing what I have locked. So we got attacking siege machine defense in rally. Great, but I'd rather go with 2 in rallies if I can get it. Reinforcing's not going to help me. Reinforcing's not going to help me. Reinforcing's not going to help me. Defense on monsters is not going to help me. Reinforcing isn't going to help me. Now double in rally right here. Perfect. Let's change it over. Now, because we changed this from a 15 to a level 1, we can actually use that 15 to jump this one up and see if we're going to be happy with it. Got a decent amount of Blazons, so it might take a second to scroll through these. They're going to put the locked ones, or the upgraded ones, all the way down at the bottom, of course. And boom. So this is the one we're going to use to upgrade it. Siege machine defense on monsters. Yikes. That is not a good one. So now we're going to come back in here and we're going to check these. Let's go through these unlocked ones real quick. See if we can find something that piques our interest. Boom. Double in rally that I don't even have saved. So it's always a good idea to take a look through there. Now we're going to go back to our upgrade, of course. Wish there was a way to save them so that you could keep them up top. Oh, that one's locked. That's right. So now we'll have to go all the way to the very bottom. Attacking siege machine defense. Alright, we like that one. So now we can go over to the upgrade. Since I already have a bunch saved, I will just auto select it. I never recommend doing this if you don't have a bunch of doubles saved, because you could be eating up some of those doubles. Now we're going to take this up to 15. Siege machine defense. Awesome. Alright, I will take all of these, so I'm going to keep it like this. Once you hit all of your 15s, you can start bumping them up to 20 to get some additional buffs. And then on top of that, you can actually cultivate to get even more buffs. Now this does get fairly expensive. I'll show you a quick example of this. So all we have to do is come over here, come to the smelter. Alright. I guess we don't need that many. So we'll just bring this up to 25 so we can do the one. And so once you max them out, you double everything. So that's why we're doing this. So we're getting the in-rally, siege machine attack 15.5, 15.5, 20.5, 22.9, and then over here again. So it's doubled up. Now I have not finished cultivating this one. So you simply just turn the Blazons into this. Wow, 0.7, that's awesome. A lot of the time it's like a 0.1. You do get a lot of negatives in here as well too. Just make sure you're watching what they give you. We'll do a couple more just to see if we get a negative one. Oh wow, that was awesome. Alright, well that worked out great. Normally they're not that high of percentages, but that worked out well. But this is basically what you want to do with all of your Blazons, is you want to make sure that you get everything in the proper set. You then want to make sure that you lock as many doubles as you can, so that if one changes, you can simply put a new one on, upgrade it, and rinse and repeat that process. Once you get some good 20s locked in, you can hit the cultivate, and you can burn some more Blazons to get some additional buffs. But you definitely get some good buffs in here if you do it the right way. So just take your time, lock in as many doubles as you can, and let's kick some butt out there.